Echo Antarctica, the world's most remote luxury camp. If you ever feel as though you have checked off all the places you have ever wanted to visit in the world, then here's one more for you. But be warned, this is only if you have the financial bandwidth to partake in a one-of-a-kind, ultra-exclusive journey. No trip will ever outshine this one in your entire lifetime. This is the White Desert's space-themed Echo Camp, one of the world's most audacious eco-luxury projects. It features an otherworldly design set in an even more otherworldly landscape. This fantastic resort has been set in Antarctica's glacier-lined Henriksen Nunataks. But how luxurious can it get? What kind of an experience should you expect? Well, let's find out. The Echo Camp is the most luxurious base from which you can explore the coastal colonies of dawdling emperor penguins and reach the near-mythic South Pole. This is one of the best ways to explore the Antarctic continent, which is mostly explored by cruises only. So before we look at the resort, let's learn a bit about the continent. Here, you can experience various near-camp activities such as ice wall climbing, skiing, Nunatak summit hikes and abseiles, and fat biking through scenic wave-textured ice plains. Antarctica is the 7th continent in the world, and it is nearly twice the size of Australia. It is a mythical and awe-inspiring destination that people never thought it possible to visit. In addition to being the coldest, driest, windiest, and most remote place in the world, Antarctica is the closest you will ever feel to being on another planet without leaving Earth. It's a landmass that is covered by nothing but ice. It is also the only continent without a time zone, without any permanent residents, and without any reptiles. This is the perfect destination for travelers who want something unique. Some might think it is hard to get to Antarctica, but it is easier than people think. Most people visit the Great White Continent on a cruise. However, this only limits you to seeing the Antarctic Peninsula, which stretches towards South America. However, White Desert took it upon themselves to take guests by private plane to the majestic interior of Antarctica, which is home to spectacular mountains and the magnetic South Pole. Visiting Antarctica's inland is an incredible privilege that only a few hundred travelers per year experience, unlike the 100,000 visitors who explore Antarctica by cruise. So, who is behind White Desert? Who has made it possible to visit the interior of this great continent? White Desert is the first and only luxury operator willing to take guests into Antarctica's forbidding and rarely seen interior. More so, they do this while still remaining committed to environmentally responsible travel. The company was launched in 2006 by world record-breaking polar explorers Patrick Woodland and his wife, Robbie. These two love Antarctica so much that they made it their life mission to bring other people, let alone scientists and explorers, to explore this extraordinary part of the world. White Desert is the only operator to fly guests from South Africa to this southernmost continent, and since they started this, they have launched 3 luxury camps here. The first one is Witchaway, which comprises a collection of cutting-edge pods with breathtaking views across the freshwater lakes of the Shermacher Oasis. This one was opened 12 years ago. Since then, they have opened 2 more, Wolf's Fang and Echo. Echo is the latest and most luxurious addition to their collection. The adventure starts right when you get to Echo Camp and never ends. White Desert prefers to fly their guests luxuriously and comfortably to Antarctica. The flights are mainly operated by privately chartered jets. Depending on which one is available, you will be going either in a massive Airbus A340 or a cozier Gulfstream G550 jet. You don't have to worry about safety, as you will be accompanied by the company's staff members from Cape Town to Antarctica. On average, this journey takes about 5 hours. No matter which plane you travel with, you will have the chance to admire the beautiful scenery of the icebergs of the Southern Ocean through the wide oval windows. However, it gets even more beautiful as the giant aircraft slowly descends over the magical landscape on its way to the Wolf's Fang runway. This runway is covered with blue ice, is privately operated by White Desert, and takes about 22 hours to be groomed and prepared for any landing or takeoff. After touching down, guests are taken to Echo Camp by an Arctic truck, which takes about 15 minutes. Upon arrival at the camp, guests are welcomed with a cocktail with 10,000-year-old ice. This whole trip is just spectacular, and it is one worth remembering. However, this is just the beginning. Echo Camp sits in quiet solitude, enjoying a breathtaking location among the raw beauty of the Antarctic wilderness. The camp is set on a massive glacier known as the White Desert, offering some of the best views. They are unrivaled, as the site is surrounded by some of the planet's most impressive Nunatak mountain ranges. And for those who are not sure what we mean, Nunataks are peaks, ridges, or hills of bedrock that protrude from the surface of a glacier. From this location, you can access some of the more adventurous activities on the continent, such as ice climbing, mountain climbing, and abseiling. A Norwegian expedition first discovered where the camp is now located in 1930, and Norway later claimed it in 1939. A decade later, it was declared a dependency of that nation. It was named in honor of the then Norwegian queen. This region is ideally situated for those who want to explore the continent's interior. Most countries that operate in science research have their bases set up here. As for White Desert, they use its operations infrastructure to support most of these teams, transporting about 150 scientists a year. This is not your average resort. You can tell this just by looking at it. The stylish eco camp gives off a futuristic design that is more reminiscent of a spacecraft than a lodge. But the fact that astronauts inspired it makes it even better. In actuality, the camp's name refers to the facility that the Rebel Alliance established in the second episode of the cult classic. There are a total of 6 bedroom pavilions, which are called skypods. They are all crafted from composite fiberglass and solar heated for maximum comfort. 4 of these space-inspired skypods are designed to hold 2 guests, while the other 2 outer and larger skypods have 2 bedrooms each. The interior is also to die for, featuring retro space-age detailing and luxurious furnishings. Each pod has a double bed, a compact sitting area, and a separate en-suite bathroom with a wash basin and a double toilet, one for solids and one for liquids. The roof has honeycomb detailing and curvilinear lights, all adding a subtle intergalactic aesthetic to the pod. As for the floor-to-ceiling window panels, they command panoramic views of the dramatic moonlight landscape beyond, and they are positioned in front of the bed. This means that this is the first thing you see when you wake up. To spice it all up, each pod has original photos taken from the International Space Station by former commander, White Desert guest, and retired astronaut, Colonel Terry Virts. The central hub of this camp is known as Cosmos, and it is a collection of 4 separate pods. All of them are connected by tunnels that look like docking stations for spaceships, which is pretty cool. Inside, these pods continue with their futuristic looks. They each have vast curved windows that bring the landscape of Antarctica inside. To differentiate each pod, they each have different names, most of which reflect their functionality. The first is the observatory, whose padded walls encircle a delicate Art Deco bar with a lounge area. This serves as a meeting place for guests just before dinner. The main attraction here is an Anthony James art sculpture, which glows like a giant power source. This 3-dimensional Pythagorean geometric sculpture is made with cutting-edge technology and centuries-old craft. The next pod is the refueling station, which, as the name suggests, is where guests can refuel their energy. This is Echo's futuristic dining room, where breakfast, lunch, and dinner are served around a large communal table. The expert chefs in the modern kitchen next door create some bespoke menus crafted from the finest ingredients. The food and wine mainly draw on the best that Cape Town and the Winlands can offer, with the sophisticated menu style without being pretentious. Guests can relax at the decompression chamber, with a library, a stylish lounge area, and a daybed. Guests can take a nap under a cashmere blanket here. The last chamber is the decontamination chamber, which features 2 show cubicles with changing rooms, 2 full toilet facilities, and a central double vanity area. Undeniably, Echo Camp is the best destination for any group camp, as it can hold up to 12 guests at a time. And so, White Desert has tailored the experiences to be as relaxed or as adrenaline-fueled as the guests would like. There is just so much to do here, as we have seen earlier. You can even board a plane for 2.5 hours to Atka Bay, where you can observe the 28,000-strong emperor penguin colony. A trip here is guaranteed to be the best, and even though it is cold here, no trip will ever outdo this one. Anyway, do you think Echo Camp is worth visiting? Comment down below. That's it. Leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Goodbye.